As President Donald Trump and Elon Musk argued on social media on Thursday, the world's richest man threatened to decommission a space capsule used to take astronauts and supplies to the International Space Station. According to Associated Press, after Trump threatened to cut government contracts given to Musk's SpaceX rocket company and his Starlink internet satellite services, Musk responded via X that SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. It's unclear how serious Musk's threat was. But the capsule, developed with the help of government contracts, is an important part of keeping the space station running. NASA also relies heavily on SpaceX for other programs, including launching science missions and, later this decade, returning astronauts to the surface of the Moon. SpaceX is the only U.S. company capable right now of transporting crews to and from the space station, using its four-person Dragon capsules. Boeing's Starliner capsule has flown astronauts only once. Last year's test flight went so badly that the two NASA astronauts had to hitch a ride back to Earth via SpaceX in March, more than 9 months after launching last June. Starliner remains grounded as NASA decides whether to go with another test flight with cargo, rather than a crew. SpaceX also uses a Dragon capsule for its own privately run missions. The next one of those is due to fly next week on a trip chartered by Axiom Space, a Houston company. Cargo versions of the Dragon capsule are also used to ferry food and other supplies to the orbiting lab. Russia's Soyuz capsules are the only other means of getting crews to the space station right now. The Soyuz capsules hold 3 people at a time. For now, each Soyuz launch carries 2 Russians and 1 NASA astronaut, and each SpaceX launch has 1 Russian on board under a barter system. That way, in an emergency requiring a capsule to return, there is always someone from the US and Russia on board.
That does boil off in the hot air.
We are expecting LOX loading to last for just about another 30 seconds on board stage 2.
Standing by for the first launch of humans from Space Launch Complex 40.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Ignition full power. And liftoff. Crew 9. Go SpaceX. Go Falcon. Go now.
We're also, of course, going to get ready for that nose cone opening, which will allow Dragon to dock with the International Space Station about 28 hours from now.
Sunset. So they are now in an orbital nighttime, flying about 260 statute miles over the Atlantic Ocean. They'll be crossing over Africa soon. This is a pretty cool view, as you can see a camera coming from Dragon and focusing on the docking port itself. So it looks like we are properly aligned, standing by for the arrival of Crew 9 to the International Space Station.
We are also getting some pretty good views here of Dragon approaching station, even though we are in an orbital nighttime and it's pretty dark.
Freedom SpaceX on big leaps on capture confirmed.
President Donald Trump is threatening to cut Elon Musk's government contracts as their fractured alliance rapidly escalated into a public feud. According to Associated Press, hours after Trump lamented his breakup with Musk and said Thursday that he was disappointed in his former backer and advisor, and Musk responded on social media, Trump then escalated the feud by threatening to use the U.S. government to hurt Musk's bottom line. Associated Press White House reporter Zeke Miller says this could alter the future of the Trump administration. They are now firing off petty insults back and forth, threatening each other's interests, and it is hard to overstate just how significant that is, not just for the future direction of the Trump administration and the Republican Party, but also key elements of the American defense industrial sector, Miller said. Miller also said that tensions have been brewing between Trump and Musk since the beginning. He was a little bit of an Icarus. He seized the limelight and challenged Donald Trump sort of as the most visible person in the Trump administration, which is never someplace that a Trump staffer wants to be in, Miller said.
We're watching the relationship between the world's most powerful man and its wealthiest man devolve from a close alliance of convenience and policy agreement to really a petty schoolyard fight playing out on social media before the world's eyes. Just 5 or 6 days after Elon Musk was in the Oval Office being feted by President Trump as he was leading the administration after more than 100 days working, trying to cut government spending on behalf of Donald Trump, who he helped elected to the tune of more than $250 million. They are now firing off petty insults back and forth, threatening each other's interests, and it is hard to overstate just how significant that is, not just for the future direction of the Trump administration and the Republican Party, but also key elements of the American defense industrial sector.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. It's an honor to be with Elon, who's my friend, and he's done a fantastic job. He didn't need this. He didn't need it. And we find out government's a little nasty on occasion. Hello, Peter.
Yeah, thanks. Hello, President Trump.
Government's a little bit nasty, Peter. You haven't noticed that? You have.
Tensions have been brewing between Elon Musk and the president. Really from the moment Elon Musk got to the White House, he was a little bit of an Icarus. He seized the limelight and challenged Donald Trump sort of as the most visible person in the Trump administration, which is never someplace that a Trump staffer wants to be in. And then from there came the policy disagreements, particularly around things like EV mandates and tax credits, which benefit Elon Musk's personal businesses.
Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is... And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars. Good. Pick number 2. That's beautiful.
Hello, President Trump. Are you looking to buy or lease today?
Well, I'm going to buy.
And this may be one of those moments where there's a precipitous break and maybe the floodgates open, and that the direction of this administration from today forward may look a lot different than it has been over the last 130 odd days.